Okay, so you've got your tree selected. You've got your location selected. You need to call Diggers Hotline. We need to get all the utilities marked out before you start digging. So you've got your root ball. The root ball's several hundred pounds. We want to use one of our machines that can lift this several hundred pound ball next to the location that you've picked. You want to take a tape measure, get an idea how big that root ball is, because you don't want to dig too much and you don't want to dig too little. If you can get it right the first time, it saves a ton of work. If you've ever hand dug a hole for a tree, then it's probably the only tree you've ever hand dug in your life, because it's a lot of work. We'll bring in our machine with a tree auger. So we'll dig the hole and this auger loosens up the soil. You really shouldn't drop a tree in the ground where the sides of the hole are glazed. They have a shiny look to them, because what that means is when those roots start to try to grow into that side of that hole, they're going to find resistance, and there's a good chance that it can't penetrate that glazed area, and it's going to start to curl back towards itself, and that's when root girdling occurs. So we've made some measurements, we've dug our hole, we've got the right depth. You've got the root ball, you've got it laid on its side, you've got the wire cage on it. Some guys just plop it in at that point, don't remove anything. That's the lazy way to do it. We remove a lot of trees where that cage is still attached. It's another step, but it's also another step to make sure this tree survives. We cut that wire cage off. Once that's off, then it usually takes two guys, but then we'll roll it into the hole and make another visual inspection that the top, 10% or a couple inches of that root ball is above grade. A big killer of newly planted trees is planting them too deep. It suffocates the roots. Once we've determined that it's the right depth, we'll cut as much of that burlap sack off as we can. It's fine to leave the bottom half of it. That will decompose in time. It's that wire cage that takes years and years to rot away. The wire cage is like a tree coffin. Now we can start backfilling. Some people find the need to compact that soil in there to make that tree stay nice and straight. Compacted soil is a big killer. Don't do that. Just load that sides of that hole in with nice loose soil. The way to keep that tree straight is to stake it. Stake it in 3 directions, and these staking kits that we have make it very easy to adjust, the perfect up and down. Make sure you look at it at least in 2 to 3 different angles. It might look good this way, but if you step over here and look this way, it could be tipping this way or whatever. After a year, get rid of the stakes, get rid of the ropes, let the roots start to take over the stability. All right, we've staked the tree. It's time to get our mulch on it. Watch some of our mulch videos, you'll know why mulching is a very important thing to do. A good rule of thumb is to at least mulch it past your tree stakes. So the tree stakes are in the mulch, not in the grass for people to trip over and lawnmowers to hit. Keep it away from the trunk of the tree. That's a bad thing, to mulch up against the tree. Causes a whole bunch of another series of problems. Once it's mulched, we like to put a 5-gallon bucket of water mixed with our root stimulant in there. And for more information on that and what it is, we'll provide that. The last and final step, which should be avoided at all costs if possible, is to make a couple pruning cuts on the tree. Consult your arborist, ask them about it before you make a cut, but sometimes a small cut here will save tons of problems years down the road. Now the ball's in your court. You're the new parent of this baby tree. This tree needs water. Generally, a rule of thumb, a 5-gallon bucket of water per week for X amount of weeks. Consult the arborist, he'll let you know. I hope you found this video very helpful, informative, and a little bit entertaining. If you've watched Connor's video, there's a lot to picking the right tree and the right location. So let's get that part down first before you put any trees in the ground. Thanks.